it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York and Japan.
Hey, welcome back everybody to this week's version or edition of Doing It with Styles. For those of you that really know me, you know what my politics are. And today I have a guest. His name is Jim Uster. Jim, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
Jim was a former treasurer
Yes.
and chairman
Yes.
of the Clark County Republican Party. And today we are going to be discussing the current administration. The good, I don't think there is any. The bad and the ugly, there's a lot of that. First, Jim, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about your background. I mean,
Okay.
what have you been doing all your life?
I was born in Buffalo, New York, in the snow capital of the world. I used to shovel snow when I was a kid. That's why I got big shoulders.
Yeah,
Because it would snow 3 feet at a time.
taller than you were.
Yeah, taller than I was. I eventually became a New York State police officer. New York State trooper is the proper term.
Right.
And I did that for 12 years. I got hurt in a police car accident. I had a severe whiplash. Today, I have 12 screws and 4 titanium plates in my neck from that accident.
That must be fun going through airport security.
It doesn't bother it at all.
Oh, really?
Titanium doesn't register.
Okay.
So
I
eventually,
didn't know that.
yeah, I had it done in 2012.
Okay.
The neck, got a scar
Gotcha.
on my
Oh,
neck
gotcha.
right there.
Okay.
They push your windpipe off to the side and go in and pluck the discs out and put new ones in.
Wow.
So I grew an inch when they did that because
I thought you were taller.
I had shrunk from the missing discs in my neck.
Yeah.
I eventually emigrated to Nevada. I opened 2 businesses. I ran them for 15 years.
You had a gas station here, didn't
Yes, I had service stations,
Yeah.
Convenience store service stations. Yeah, did that for 15 years.
you? Wow.
Finally decided I didn't want to be a slave to the oil company anymore. And I sold them and I went back into security, which is where I met you.
Yeah.
I went to work for
The rest is
Equities.
history.
Yep, Preferred Equities Corporation in the security department as assistant director. We had 7 resorts around the country. We used to travel to them, do the safety and security inspections. I got certified to do OSHA safety stuff.
Right.
Went to 3 different colleges to get it. And eventually left there and moved to another resort called Polar Towers. I was there for about a year and a half. I eventually left there and I went into the federal security business
I remember that.
as a contractor.
Yeah.
I worked for 4 different companies. I worked for Bob Doty, Quest Intelligence Bureau. I worked for Security Innovations. They had the Nevada statewide contract. Quest had the Arizona statewide contract for federal security officers in federal buildings. They're not federal security officers. They are security officers in federal buildings. Big difference because they're not sworn to enforce the federal law. They're there to preserve, protect, and defend, observe, and report. That's what security does.
Right.
We are not police officers.
Right.
Eventually, I went to work for Security Consultants Group, which was bought out by Paragon Security, which is quite a large company. And I went to work for North American Security, and I started this in 2004 and retired in 2024. So I did 20 years of this security work.
Dude, hearing you say that blows my fucking mind that it's been that long.
It has been that long. Yes. Yeah, we have both grayed a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So then it's fair to say that you pretty much support the rule of law.
I do, absolutely.
And so I'm gonna flat out ask you, what do you think about what the fuck's going on today?
I think it's just absolutely disgusting. First of all, the military and Trump putting troops on the ground in Washington, D.C., they're not trained to do what security officers or police officers do. When I went into the New York State Police, I went to the academy, which was in 2 different locations in New York. One was Camp Smith at Peaksville. The other one was at the Oneonta State University. And 16 weeks living at these academies.
Mhm.
After that, I went out in the field and I trained for 6 months with a senior trooper. And I was sent to different parts of the
Right.
state to acquire what you need to know to be a police officer.
Right.
A police officer is a very specific job. You arrest people
Yeah.
or you cite them for their thing when you find it, okay? We are not ever going to stop crime. And I hate to say it that way, but it is true. We are not ever going to be able to stop crime unless we develop technology that a police officer can read someone's mind.
Yeah. Well, the police department or policemen, this is my opinion,
Mhm.
okay? So send your cards and letters to WWDBTV. The police department or the police are not there to prevent crime.
Well,
They are there to deter it.
mhm.
You're never going to prevent it
Nope.
unless you start taking responsibility for how many crimes involve desperate people.
Most of them.
Shoplifting, robbery, all of that stuff.
Most of them.
It's our system has turned out to be something that you know, all of the money goes to the top.
Yeah.
And our efforts are just there to support that. And until, as a country, and we see it happening all over the world,
Mhm.
until a country starts taking care of the people and our elected officials realize they work for us.
Yes.
And we need to stop worshiping them because
Yes.
most of them are assholes.
Mhm.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And don't get me wrong, there's a few that I do believe are really trying to do the best they can.
Oh, we do have some good politicians.
Yeah.
But Donald Trump's lost sight of the fact that he's an employee of the people of the state
Yes.
and of the country.
Well, I don't think he lost anything. I don't think he ever had it. I don't think he ever had that intention.
He has no intention of being an employee of anybody.
Right.
He has an intention, and in my opinion, and I hate to say this, but I believe he is the reincarnation of Adolf Hitler. He has all of the earmarks of what Hitler did starting in 1930 in Germany.
Okay, so you are old enough to remember when I was in high school, my girlfriend's grandmother was a Holocaust survivor,
Mhm.
tattoo on the arm and
Mhm.
everything. And so a lot of her family at that time, I knew. I heard stories.
Yeah.
And I see what's going on today, and it's an exact fucking duplicate.
It is. He's following Hitler's playbook.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law is 94. He
Okay.
was born in Germany. He
Oh.
emigrated to Canada, and he married my sister in 1951. But he remembers a lot of what happened in Germany
Yeah.
leading up to the war and through the war and when he was able to get out. And the German people were led down the primrose path just the same way Donald Trump
Yeah.
is leading them down this path. And he's leading them to take the country over. I don't honestly believe he would ever institute some of Hitler's policies like the gas chambers.
Right.
I don't think he would do that.
No, I don't think he could get away with it.
I don't think
today.
he could get away with it. The big difference now is in 1930, you didn't have the internet, you didn't have television,
Right.
you had radio, and you could listen to Hitler's speeches on radio, and you could go to his rallies
Right.
and watch him, but you didn't have the educated public that we have today
Right.
because of the internet and
Right.
television and MSNBC and all of the cable news channels, including Fox and
Yeah.
including One American News. I watch them all,
Right.
but I like to watch them all because then I can tell, well, you're lying and you're not.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to figure
Well,
out.
I saw an article yesterday or the day before. A huge group of farmers in Arkansas. Their crops are dying in the fields because the migrant workers that were there that would be picking, the crops
Are
and stuff,
afraid to come and pick.
they split. They
Yeah,
took off.
yeah.
So these people are about to lose their farms.
Yes.
They're going to go bankrupt.
Yes.
And they overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump.
Yes. That's what they do.
Right.
He has led them down this primrose path with all of these false promises. He promised, like take Nevada, promised no tax on tips.
Yeah.
Well, yes, they did that, but they didn't tell you all of the things that are attached.
You
to
had
that
to make less
no
than 29,000 a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you have to make less than this, and it's only good for 2 years.
Yeah.
So in 2 years, it's going to expire, and he's not going to be, well, who knows where he's going to be in 2 years.
well, the whole thing with the Medicare, Medicaid, the Social Security, and all of that is going to go away, but it doesn't take effect until
after the midterms. Yeah, because he's smart enough to know,
right,
and he already knows he's not going to win the midterms.
Yeah.
And what the American public needs to realize is he is right now trying to gerrymander all of these districts.
Yeah.
He's trying to gerrymander it so that the Republicans have an advantage. What he can't do is gerrymander the vote.
Right.
If people go out and vote, he's done for.
Yeah.
I don't care what they do for gerrymandering. I don't care how many Republicans they put in this district, because a lot of Republicans are getting so fed up to here with him that they will vote against him.
Well, if you look at the turnout across the country in the last couple of days of all of the protests that are popping up everywhere, I mean, it is huge. And, you know, there are some diehards that are going to hang on because there's always those people that don't want to admit, I got fooled, you know, and they're going to hang on till the very end. We both know people like that.
Yes, absolutely. So, going back to what the original question you asked me with police and the military.
Right.
Policemen are specifically trained to do a specific job.
Right.
That's to apprehend crime, apprehend criminals, investigate crime, and try to find out who the criminal is.
And deal with the citizen population.
Yes, and deal with them in a way that is fair and even, and you treat everybody the same. You don't beat people up. You don't run around in a uniform that doesn't identify who you are.
Yes.
With a mask on your face.
Right.
I never in my life wore a mask on my face while I was on duty as a police officer or while I was interacting with my security people.
Right.
Because I don't have anything to hide.
How many ex-felons do you know of on the police force?
None.
Except in ICE.
Well, yeah, except in ICE,
Right.
exactly. But I don't consider that a police force.
No, I understand.
Because they are phonies.
Yeah.
You know, they've been given a uniform. They've been given no training. A lot of ICE people are good people. I worked with a lot of them.
Right.
But
you mean formally?
Formally.
Right.
Formally, when I was in because we secured the building downtown that had the ICE offices in it.
Well, listen, I've worked in construction pretty much all my life.
Yeah.
And the big pet peeve that I have about illegals is they're the ones that get arrested, not the people who hire them.
Yes,
and,
that's true.
And I don't give a shit what anybody says. You know, if you're hiring illegal aliens, you can all the crap that you want to say about, you know, well, we got this and we got that and we got that. It's bullshit. So those are the people that need to go to jail. If you don't want illegals coming across the border to steal your job, then get rid of the people that are hiring them. Yeah. And going back to the Arkansas deal, it's like most of the people that went out there, the white American citizens that went out there to take those jobs didn't even last a day.
Yeah.
And I think 2 or 3 of them lasted 3 days.
Well, you know, we have to have these people in this country because our labor force is not going to do the jobs that they do.
Right.
That's just the way it is. And you have to accept that. We have to make a legal path for them to come in,
Absolutely.
do what they do, if they become citizens, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, there was a legal path that was put through by, I can't think of his name right now, the congressman or senator, Langford
Oh, yeah. Okay.
put
Yeah.
the bill together. It was a comprehensive immigration reform bill. Trump killed it.
Well,
Trump
but that was a
wanted-
bipartisan bill.
Yeah, it was a bipartisan
It was a
bill.
bipartisan bill
Because Langford's
that
a
everybody had
Republican.
signed off on until
until Trump got involved.
Yeah.
If he really wanted to do anything with immigration,
because that was his issue. If they took that away, he had nothing to run on.
he had nothing to run on. He probably would have lost. So why doesn't he resurrect that bill now and put it in place? They could bring that back up.
Okay, so the Affordable Care Act, okay, the Obamacare, right? The original author of that was Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
It was a Republican
Yes.
bill,
Yes.
and Obama took it and put it to
And put it
to work.
into law and
Yeah.
put it into place. And people love it because it's taking care of them.
Yeah.
We need to start to take care of the American people.
Right.
We don't need
But
to
isn't
look
that
and
is-
see if
that's
they're
what
a
your
Democrat
government
or
is
Republican.
for.
Yes, that's what the government is for.
They're here to, it's just like if you have a family, and you have a matriarch or a patriarch, and their responsibility is to make sure that the family is safe.
It's a
And
save the family.
I'm sure you read a lot and you pay attention to what's going on, but I look all over the world and I see the innovations that are happening in Europe and all over the world, in Japan, in China, with, energy and just everything. And we got nothing.
We got a president that's afraid of a windmill.
Yeah.
I mean, give me a break.
It's
Windmills have
we
been around
used to
for-
be the innovator of the world.
Yes.
Everything,
Yes.
that started here in this country. And we don't have that anymore.
I wonder how long windmills have actually been around when you think about it. They've had windmills in Europe for years.
Yeah.
Probably dating back to the 17 or 1800s.
Okay,
I don't know.
so
never
I know
researched it. But
in the late 80s and early 90s, down in Palm Springs,
there's a
if
huge
you
wind farm
drive
there.
driving into Palm
Yes.
Springs on 111, you can see all the windmills
Yeah.
down there.
It's like people
so-
don't like the look of cell phone towers. So they started dressing them up as
Yeah.
palm trees. Well, forget about what the look is. Start looking at what they do for you.
Right.
They keep your electric costs down because they're generating cheaper electric than they can with
Yeah.
gas or oil.
Well, even solar. I mean, look at California is jumping on board with the canals and putting the solar panels
Yeah, I
over the
don't blame
canals.
them. I have
It
solar
creates
on the roof of my
electricity
house.
and it saves. It helps save water from evaporation.
For evaporation, yes.
So
I have two types of solars on my house. I have
Okay.
electric solar and I have swimming pool solar.
oh, okay.
They both work great.
Yeah.
Save me a lot of money.
Yeah.
Electricity is the way of the future.
Yeah.
Now, there are some other things in development, like hydrogen powered cars, which, if developed properly and brought to market properly, they will help get us off the fossil fuel.
And it comes down to, again, the money.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm making a whole bunch of money by doing this. Well, this comes along and it's going to cut me off at the knees. Perfect example. No, it's not a perfect example, but it is a good example. Marijuana.
Mhm.
Okay. Marijuana was illegal. It was illegal because of William Randolph Hearst.
Mhm.
And he didn't give a shit about the marijuana, but the hemp that was being grown in this country, that the government was paying farmers to grow, was competition for his forests that he owned for the paper for his newspapers.
Right.
So he started the campaign about hemp and marijuana and blah, blah, blah. And it's just another example of hemp can be used for so many things, concrete, buildings and automobiles. And I mean, you name it, there's a lot that can be done with hemp. But, somebody came
Bamboo
along.
too.
Yeah, paper. Oh, hell yes.
Bamboo is
And it's a hemp crop is 4 times faster than trees. So, for every forest that you grow and cut down the trees, you could have 4 hemp things. So we're just stupid.
Well,
we really are
when
stupid.
you're up against a company like Exxon Corporation,
Yes.
they're going to spend billions of dollars to continue to make their huge profits,
Where are they spending that money?
lobbying the Congress and advertisement.
Yep.
And, sell my oil, buy my oil, buy my oil. That's
Yep.
where they're spending it. They don't spend it on helping the American public at
No.
all. They don't spend it by reducing the price of
Okay,
gasoline a little bit.
so you know, there are, like, there's stories about Jeff Bezos who has donated $10 million to this or that or whatever. That's like you and I giving 30 cents.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Now his wife, his ex-wife, I think is one of my biggest heroes.
I think she donates more.
She donates almost
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I mean, she gives away billions to these different charities and you know, to help these different organizations. And maybe that's why he divorced her. So
Could be.
anyway, listen, if any of you have comments or whatever, you can leave those in the comment section, and we will respond, even if they're stupid. No. Listen, we of course want your input. We need to have the conversations. We need to be discussing this stuff. And as you know from some of my previous programs, we can discuss issues, but if your issue is hurting someone else, then I don't want any part of it. And that is my problem with the current administration. I mean, I agree we have to do something about crime. I
Yes, we
agree
do.
that we have to have a pathway for citizenship for immigrants. And it's, but if you are, I'm a former Marine, Vietnam combat veteran. And when I saw the Marines in LA,
Picking up trash.
I have never been so ashamed in my life.
It's the
And the Uniform Code of Military Justice requires us not to follow illegal orders.
right.
And there are things in play that you can go to get help. If you are part of the military and you believe that the orders that you're being given are illegal, and most of them are right now, there are places that you can go. So
It's, the idea of putting troops in Washington, now he's talking about putting them in Chicago. The troops, if used properly as strictly a visual deterrent, help. They will help the police,
right,
but they don't have the power of arrest.
right,
They should not have the power
No.
of arrest because they don't know what they do if they arrest somebody. But their visual presence is a deterrent. That security is always a deterrent.
right.
The visual presence. Now, how many troops can you put
Well, that was going to be my question. Go ahead.
in Washington, D.C. that are really going to accomplish anything? Now, right now they say the carjackings are down. Of course they are. There's troops standing around all over the place. If I'm going to carjack a car, I'm not going to do it when there's somebody standing there,
Right.
a policeman or a soldier. But how long is this going to last? How much is this costing this country?
But here's the other thing, okay? I don't know how many people know this, but when he calls out the National Guard, they're only being called out for 29 days.
Yeah.
Because if they're called out for 30 days or more, they get per diem
Mhm.
and housing costs and stuff like that. So by only serving the 29 days, they don't get paid that.
What it costs.
And they are leaving their families and their jobs.
They're
and-
leaving their families, their
Right.
jobs, their responsibilities.
Yep.
And it's going to cost a small fortune. If that amount of money was put into the city to hire more police officers,
Yeah.
which are there to arrest people that commit crime, that would help solve the crime problem.
Right. And you may not agree with this, but I've held this theory for a long time. I do not think that our current police force throughout the country is sufficiently trained compared to the rest of the world. I mean, what, 6 months you go to the academy or whatever?
It's an extensive training program.
Okay,
It
but
really
most
is.
other countries are a minimum of 2 years.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about, how to hit somebody upside the head with a billy club or don't shoot them, but, and I'm sorry, that was a joke. I'm just being funny. So, but on the law, studying the law. And studying, I mean, you've seen it. I'm sure you've run across situations where
numerous times.
the officer that you're with or has stopped you or whatever doesn't know the law.
No. Well,
They think they do.
the people I work with knew the law because we spent so much time on
Right.
learning the law
Right.
in our training academies. You know, a lot of these training academies, it's let's run them 10 miles today. Well, that 10 miles, yeah, it's going to get you in shape.
Yes.
But the time wasted running that 10 miles is better spent learning what a burglary is,
Right.
what armed robbery is, what the difference between the two.
And what is that individual's rights?
Yes. And what are their rights? You know, I still can recite Miranda from memory.
Yeah.
The Miranda warning is etched in my brain.
Yeah.
And I gave it a lot because I wanted people to know they have those rights.
Yeah.
It's not being used today. Due process is out the door.
And that's that alone. I mean, there are just so many different areas.
That's fascism.
Yes. I mean, there's so many different areas that our rights are being violated. And that's just one of them.
This says, you probably can't read it.
Yeah.
English is hard. There is one silent K in night. There are 4 silent Ks in knick-knack. There are 3 silent Ks in Republican.
Let me ask you about that. So, I mean, you have been a lifelong Republican.
Yes, I still am. I'm still a registered Republican.
And what do you see happening to the party? I mean, do you think the party is going to be able to survive this, or do you think they're going to have to morph into something else? And I mean, I'm making stuff up, or I'm picking stuff out of my head, like getting rid of the name, no longer calling ourselves Republicans. Now we have to be loyalists or whatever. Some other.
I think there are a lot of good Republicans out there.
No doubt. I'm not saying there aren't.
I think they would be happy to bring back the Republican Party that I chaired.
Right.
They would happy to bring back a Republican Party that is interested in the American people. If you look at Dwight D. Eisenhower's...
Wait. Let's say I'm just using this as an example, and then I'll let you finish.
Okay.
I'm sorry to keep interrupting
that's all
you.
right. That's fine.
But in Germany, there was the Nazi Party.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, at that point, they had done a lot worse than we've done here, but we're getting fucking close. If they had said, okay, listen, we've decided that we're not going to be that way anymore. We're going to be this way. You know, we're going to clean up our act, but we're still going to be called the Nazi Party. Don't you think that that's the same thing that may happen to the Republican Party? That was basically where I was going with that.
The Nazi Party still exists in Germany. They're a minute fraction
of
the population.
Yeah. No, I know
the population basically doesn't want to have anything to do with them. They're just too far out there. And Germany has come back as a peaceful, democratic society. And
in a lot of cases, more strict than we are.
More strict than we are.
I mean, as far as guaranteeing their citizens' rights.
The Republican Party is about 25% of the electorate. Out of that 25%, I would think probably 10% are diehard Trumpers that you're never going to change. The other 15%, I think, are more old school like I am, which is why I stay a Republican. I can stay in the party and criticize the party. Yeah. That's my privilege.
Yes.
I would think that what's going to happen is the Republican Party is probably going to dwindle somewhat. A lot of people have left it and become independents.
Right.
And the independent base is growing bigger and bigger. And those people are the ones that are going to make the decisions on who gets elected. Because some of the Democratic Party is a little bit out there too.
Oh, yeah.
But not...
I mean, when Bernie Sanders looks at me, he goes, whoa.
Well, you know...
I mean, imagine being to the left of Bernie Sanders.
Bernie he's for the people.
I'm sure, like you, I have followed his career for a long time.
He's for the people.
He has never changed. Nope. He has always been an advocate for the people.
Yes. Let's start developing a government that looks out for the people, not the corporations. You have to treat the corporations fairly.
Yes.
But right now, they're being given everything. They get the tax breaks. They, you
So
can buy
go back
an
to
airplane.
Eisenhower.
Yeah. You can buy an airplane at my expense as a taxpayer
Right.
because you got to write it off. Well,
Right.
I can't.
But a
do
teacher
that.
can.
Yeah. No, a teacher
A
can.
teacher has to pay their
Yeah.
out of their own pocket
So
for a lot of
there's
those
a lot of
supplies.
things that need to change. Can the Republican Party come back? If they would go back to the ideals of Eisenhower, and
Yeah.
you look at his platform when he was elected, his platform was in favor of Social Security,
Yeah.
in favor of health care. What is wrong with keeping our population healthy? RFK's in there right now. He's totally crazy. I think the worm come out of his forehead, and it's going to kill people.
Yeah.
It will kill people.
Yeah.
And people need to wake up to the fact that if they restrict the COVID vaccine and it comes back, people are going to die.
Yeah.
Should they die? No.
Yeah.
There is prevention to prevent them from dying. Not everybody.
Okay, so let's talk about the vaccine issue, is because the state of Florida, right?
Yeah.
Is saying that we're not going to make it mandatory for your kids to be vaccinated before they go to school. So,
but it's mandatory for the kids to go to school, isn't it?
Pardon me?
It's mandatory for the kids to go to school.
That's correct.
Now,
wait. But if you're in private school,
yeah,
they have mandated.
Yes.
If you want to put your kids here,
yes,
you got to,
in
but
my
not public school.
Yes.
Now, isn't that child neglect?
Yes.
Isn't that? I mean, isn't that prosecutable?
Yes.
So
should be.
I mean,
will it be?
No. But I mean, legally, it is prosecutable. So, and I see that's going to happen. I mean, you have one parent that their kid's been vaccinated. They go to school. Other kids haven't been vaccinated. You got that kid that dies.
Yeah, and gives the disease he has to another kid.
Right.
Think about the possibility of polio coming back.
Oh man.
Think about the possibility of whooping cough coming back, measles coming back. I mean, all of these things. Who is it going to affect? The kids.
Yeah.
The kids in school, because they go and they mingle, and then, of course, throw the gun issue in. We spend more protecting guns than we do protecting children.
Yeah.
And I am so tired of these effing politicians that the only thing they offer is thoughts and prayers. That's bullshit.
It doesn't work.
It does not work. It has never worked. I believe in prayer.
Yeah.
I believe there is a superior being. But he is not going to stick his finger down here and stop this guy that's got evil in his mind from going to a school and shooting children.
Well,
That's
okay, so think about this. I mean, if you want to go down that road, God has given us every opportunity to fix this ourselves.
Yes, he has.
And we're going, no thanks.
Yeah. Now, I listened to Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House. When he was elected, the first thing somebody asked him, how are you going to lead the government? His answer was, read the Bible.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the Bible is not the only book in the world. There are other religious books that people should be able to read because that's in our Constitution.
Yes.
Secondly, that answer is a total cop-out. In other words, I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to lead because I'm attached to Donald Trump by the hip.
Right.
So watch what Trump does and we'll see how I lead. Okay, what's he done? He's done everything he can to push Trump's agenda forward.
Yep.
Look at this big, beautiful bill they just passed. This is going to hurt so many people in so many ways, they haven't even begun to understand it. But it's coming.
Yeah.
Our economy is going to go in the tank. It's like a teeter-totter, and you're sitting on the end that's going down.
Yeah.
And,
the middle class, if you want to call it the middle class, is what keeps the economy running.
Yes.
If you get an extra $100 this week,
yes,
you're going to go out, you're going to buy a little more food, or maybe buy a pair of shoes, or buy something like that. You're putting it back into the system. If you are a billionaire and you get another $3 million, you're going to go put it in an offshore account, in a hedge fund, or something, or buy a yacht, or something like that. So you're basically taking that amount of money out of the economy. The stock market is not the economy.
No.
The economy is you and I going to the store, our families, the teachers, the kids, buying shoes for the kids. If you can't do that, I mean, the entertainment industry, the restaurant industry, all of this, when your funds start becoming more limited, it affects everything around you, everything that you touch every day. Cars, gasoline,
I think that these guys that are out there, I think they get what we get.
Yeah.
I think it's the people that are around them that don't.
Well, if I'm getting $176,000 a year to basically sit on my ass and do nothing, free healthcare, all the other perks that go with it, plus the money that I can put in my back pocket from, the NRA or any of the oil companies or anybody else.
And advance notice to
I am certainly not going to vote to take that away from myself.
No, they won't. They vote themselves
some will,
raises.
but
They're never going to vote term limits.
Yeah.
They're never going to fix the government.
And I think
we have to fix the government. We, the people, have to fix the government.
Okay, so look at the last election. If Trump keeps saying he's got this mandate. He got what, 46, 47%?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. That tells me that more people did not vote for him than voted for him. Because you got all the people that stayed home.
A lot of people stayed home.
And it was, I don't know, was it the three presidential elections past? Yeah, 2020 when he ran.
Well, he ran in 16.
16, that's it.
16.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Of all the people who were eligible who had registered to vote. No, let's go back. All of the people that were eligible to register to vote. Out of that, let's say 100 people, I'm just going to round off the number. Out of 100 people, only 70 registered to vote. So you got 70 registered people here and you got 30 over here. So out of that registered 70 people, only 45 or 46% of those, which is about half. So there's 35 people. So you got 35 people are making decisions or made decisions for the other 65 who did not vote.
People need to get involved. I was watching the Video Music Awards last night.
Okay.
And I see all of these kids in the audience, and they know the words to every song that every performer was on that stage. Do they know anything about their government?
Yeah.
Do they even pay attention to their government, the people that are taking their tax money and spending it the way they feel like spending it? And this is where we need an uprising, a peaceful uprising of voters that go out and start to listen to what their politicians are telling them and challenge their politicians on what their ideas are and make those politicians understand you work for me.
Yeah.
You don't work for yourself. You work for me. And me, the taxpayer, we, the people, need to start dictating to our politicians what we want. And if we want free health care, we should get it because we're paying for it. That's what they don't get. But we are paying for it.
No. Here's the thing with universal health care, okay? It's extremely complicated and difficult.
It is.
It is so complicated and difficult that out of the top 33 developed countries in the world, only 32 of them have adopted it.
Yeah.
We are the only ones that haven't.
That hasn't. And you look at what happened with the big, beautiful bill. They've taken so much money away from Medicaid. Now, let's look at somebody that lives in Las Vegas, Nevada, that lost his Medicaid. What's he going to do when he needs medical treatment? He's going to go to UMC, the county hospital, which we are funding. The taxpayers keep UMC afloat. So what happens now? They took the money out of here. They still have the money. Our tax money is still going to Washington.
Right.
They took it out. And they're using it for other things like bombs, like we need more bombs, we need more airplanes, we need more aircraft carriers. We don't have enough already, which we do have enough already, by the way. And they're giving tax breaks to all of this millionaires, where here the people on the bottom end of the totem pole, you and I, are funding a county hospital to take care of sick people that should be taken care of by Medicaid.
Somebody said this once a couple of years ago, I heard, and I thought it was pretty right on. It's really expensive to be poor in
Yes.
this country,
Yes.
right?
But not expensive to the poor. It's
Right.
expensive to us.
It's expensive to be poor.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway.
We're footing the bill for all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump is getting richer by the day.
Well, there's him and his family, since he got elected, have raked in $5.2 billion.
Something like that. Yeah.
In what, 7-8 months?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And why?
And no wonder he's giving his salary away.
Of course.
I would too if I could
Yeah.
pull in that kind
Yeah.
of money from the
Yeah.
scams that he's pulling
Yeah.
off.
I mean, how many golf trips do we have to pay for this man? How much does it cost every time Air Force One's wheels go up or the
Yeah.
helicopter picks him up at the White House and takes him out to his golf course in Virginia?
Yeah.
Or the cost of the motorcade to drive him over there? He spent more time on the golf course than any other president ever thought of spending.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like 400 times compared to Obama's 200 some odd times in 8 years.
Yeah.
So, but he's Donald Trump. The Supreme Court said he can do anything he wants to do, so he's going to do it.
Yeah.
Uh,
We need to get rid of the Electoral College.
yes,
One person, one vote.
that's it.
And I hear the argument about, well, California has so many more people than South Dakota. Well, so what? That's the whole fucking point of majority rules.
Yeah.
And you know, my vote isn't any more important than your vote.
Everybody's vote should be equal.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't. I often wonder, do we really need political parties? You know, could we function with, there has to be some kind of an organization, but it's become so entrenched in our ideas are the only ideas that work, yours never work, and we're going to fight you tooth and nail.
But
we don't want to listen to what you have to say, or let's sit down and negotiate something that really works.
Right.
So I don't know, we can do away with political parties, but I think they have
I really
a little
don't
less
think
power.
you can. It's I don't see how that's possible because you have to have some kind of organization. I think if we took the money out of politics,
Yep.
and you know, if we got rid of Citizens United and stuck to the old rules, you know, you can only donate this much, or you can only, you know, up to a certain point. And I'll believe that corporations are people when they start going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
It's just,
or put all of the political money in a pool where each candidate gets to draw equally.
well, and that's what they do in a lot of
Yeah.
other countries across the world. And I mean, you don't have a 6-year election cycle.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It's like I haven't even finished running for this office, and I got to start. You know, and I've heard from so many politicians that the part of the job that they hate is how much time they have to spend trying to raise money.
And they're spending all that time raising money instead of legislating,
Yeah.
which what we elected them to do.
Okay, let me ask you this, because I don't have an answer. What has this current Congress accomplished?
Nothing other than stripping rights and money from
Yeah.
the American people with this big, beautiful
Yeah,
bill.
that's all.
That's all they've done.
Taken away.
Yeah, take
They
it
haven't
away.
added anything to the
They haven't
country.
made life better for us.
No.
And what the future brings in this big, beautiful bill is going to make life worse than it is now.
Yeah.
Because prices are going to go up. Now, the only
What do you mean gonna? They
well,
are.
they are. They've
Listen,
already gone up.
I was in Costco a couple of weeks back,
Mhm.
right? And the ground beef, 6, 7, 8 months ago,
Mhm.
it was half the cost of what it is now.
I stopped eating beef.
Yeah.
Pretty much. We'd eat it once in a while, but chicken and fish are cheaper.
Yeah.
And pork is
And
cheaper.
pork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So eat what's cheaper, what
Yep.
you can afford.
Yeah.
Eggs are kind of stabilized.
Yeah, they've gone down a little bit.
up. They've gone down a little and back up and then down, but
Yeah.
they're going up and down.
Kind of like gas.
But they're still way overpriced from what they used to be.
Oh yeah.
Now, when
And here's the other thing. Okay, so the courts have now said that a lot of these tariffs that Trump has, implemented are illegal.
They are.
And
Plain and simple.
So I'm saying, even if those tariffs go away, how many of these corporations do you think are going to drop their prices?
None. Because the damage is done already.
Yeah.
They've got stuff that they've ordered that's coming in to the supply chain that they're going to pay the tariffs on.
Right.
And these people over there that are building the stuff that we're going to buy have raised their prices. Because it's affecting the world all the way around.
Oh,
the tariffs are killing the world.
Yeah.
But who's benefiting from the tariffs?
I can think of about 4, 5, 6 people.
Yeah, Trump says, well, I got all this money coming in. Where is
It's our money
going, Donald?
It's our money.
Yeah, it's our money. We're paying that tariff,
Yeah.
and you're collecting the money. What are you doing with it?
Yeah.
I can tell you what he's doing. He's spending it on the National Guard in Washington. Now did you see the
pedophile patio?
Yeah, the pedophile patio, the Rose Garden. He just.
I don't know why that pissed me off so much that they.
Because Jackie Kennedy built the Rose Garden.
I know.
It's like Jackie Kennedy painted Air Force One.
Yeah.
She designed the paint job for Air Force One. He wants to change it.
Yeah.
It's been that way since the Kennedy administration. What's wrong with it that
But that's just it. It was something that beautified, the White House.
It's a beautiful airplane.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the Rose Garden.
Yeah.
And so what? You're gonna put a concrete parking lot out there?
And
what the fuck?
building this big beautiful ballroom. Yeah,
Wait. I don't know if you saw this, but there's a thing that has popped up on the internet showing a picture in the Oval Office and one of the gold decorations on his wall.
They're phony.
That is actually made out of plastic and sell for $59 at Home Depot.
Yep. Big beautiful gold stuff. But the big beautiful ballroom, if you were in the White House, would you spend your money to build a big beautiful ballroom if you're moving out in 3 years?
No.
That scares me.
Okay, so look at the Kennedy Center.
Yeah. Why did he take that over?
Well, that was an ego trip, but I'm saying
it's an ego trip. But now he wants to give himself a Kennedy Center honor.
Yeah.
And now he's talking about, what else was he talking
about? By the way, speaking of that just reminded me that come the 1st of October, WWDBTV is honoring me with the top show host. So cool. I just wanted to.
I like that.
Yeah.
So anyways.
I voted for myself.
He's talking about.
And I'm the only one that voted.
What did I just hear? He's talking about taking over something else. He wants to take over the 9/11 memorial in New York City. He wants the federal government to take that whole memorial thing and run it
like a business.
Yeah. What does he want to do that for?
Yeah.
So he can put his Trump memorabilia there, Trump 28. Yeah. So, stay the hell out of stuff like that. It'll run the country.
It bothers me because I have some friends that say, well, I just don't pay attention. I don't watch the news. That's what's killing us. That is killing us.
Ignorance is bliss for some people.
Exactly.
And
perception is reality.
Yeah. If they don't start to pay attention and we lose the democracy of this country, it's gone.
And how many people have told you you're overreacting?
A lot of people say I have Trump deranged syndrome. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Yeah, me too.
I really do.
And I'm proud of it.
And I'm proud of it too, because I know the things that I see and hear, and
it is our responsibility as citizens to call out our elected officials.
Yes. And I've known about Trump for years.
Me too. You know why I didn't like him from the beginning? Because he fucks over subcontractors.
He lies too much, and he screws people constantly.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s.
And how can you think the guy is smart? Trump University, Trump Water, Trump Steaks, the shoes, the Bibles.
Back in the 80s, when I was still in the New York State Police, I used to frequent Grossinger's Hotel, which was a very prominent New York resort.
Right.
And I would go up there because I had a personal connection with Paul Grossinger. To make a long story short, somebody killed somebody in one of his buildings. started the building on fire and killed the guy. I happened to be there and arrested the guy that killed him.
Oh, wow.
I was off duty. I didn't have a gun or anything. All I had was my badge and my moxie. And I arrested the guy and took him down to the barracks. He eventually was put in jail for his life. But because of that, I became very close with Paul Grossinger. He really appreciated the fact that I stepped out of my civilian life and made that arrest.
Right.
I didn't have to. I believe I did have to because I was a sworn police officer, sworn to enforce the law.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between a security guard who is not sworn to enforce the law. He can observe a crime, and if it's a minor crime, he does not have to act on it.
Right.
He's there to observe and report. He can call that crime in to somebody else,
Exactly.
like a police officer, and maybe, depending on
And
the
if he's a
severity
good
of the
security
crime,
officer, that's what he'll do.
yeah, that's what he'll do. And if it's a very serious crime,
Right.
he may detain the guy
Right.
and hold him for the police to get there. If it's a minor thing, no, I would not recommend any security officer start detaining people. In
Yeah.
fact, the state of Nevada does not like that. We're there for a specific purpose.
And part of that comes from, I think, specifically here in Nevada, was a lot of the casino security.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know,
They're not
they
regulated.
didn't mess
They're
around.
regulated by the Gaming Commission. They're
Now.
not regulated by the
Yeah, now they
Private
are.
Investigators Licensing
Right.
Board, which I have my license through.
Right.
But
I mean, it's freedom comes with certain responsibilities
Yeah, yeah.
as a citizen.
Mhm.
It's we. When I say we, I mean you and I grew up in a generation where it was expected that you gave back. I mean, that was part of being an American. You know, your father, uncles or grandfathers or whatever fought in the war. You know, I mean, we're both from that right at the end of World War II, you know, the greatest generation. And that's what we were brought up to believe, is that, okay, as an American citizen, you have these responsibilities.
Yes.
And we've lost that. Everybody wants a fucking free ride now. You know,
Well,
I want to
Americans-
enjoy all of the freedoms, but I don't want any of the
Yeah,
responsibility that
I
goes
don't
with
want
it.
to go and vote.
Right.
You know, citizens
And
have the
how
right.
hard is that?
It's very
How
easy.
hard is it to vote?
Well, it's so easy to vote by mail, and that's why Trump wants.
Oh,
get
yeah,
rid
that's
of-
why he wants to
vote
get rid
by
of it.
mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people are going to vote by
Yeah.
mail because it's easy. They want the easy way out.
Well, I get the advanced ballot.
Yeah, advance ballot. and
I go
that.
through it and
Yeah.
I look at all that stuff, and then I mark it right there so
Yeah.
that when my ballot comes, I'm already done.
I generally
me 5
go and
minutes,
vote.
take me
I
5.
like to go vote in person.
I used to, but I just don't.
I,
you know.
I usually do.
Yeah.
Always vote in person. But I don't remember my train of thought was going on.
I'm
that.
sorry.
That's all right.
I have that effect on people.
We were talking about the security not being sworn police
Oh, yeah,
officers.
right.
So a security officer can make a citizen's arrest.
Right.
And what a lot of
Well, the
people
citizen
don't,
can.
yeah,
but-
yeah, any citizen can
Right.
make a citizen's arrest. But what a lot of people don't understand is that a misdemeanor committed in your presence, you can make an arrest for, and so can a police officer. When it's committed in his presence. Now, if it's
Wait, say that again. The officer can only arrest the person if
a misdemeanor is
Has-
committed in
in
his presence.
Okay.
Now, the way around that is you make the citizen that witnessed the crime,
Right.
the misdemeanor, he detains the person. He writes a statement. Basically, when he does that, he's making that citizen's
Gotcha.
arrest.
Okay.
He turns it over to the police. They gather the evidence, and then they prosecute. Now, a felony, he can make that arrest based on reasonable grounds to believe.
Right. Okay.
Reasonable grounds to believe, if you tell what happened to 10 people and 9 of them agree with, yeah, that happened, that's reasonable.
Right.
All right. If 3 of them only believe, well, maybe it's a little shaky then,
Right.
depending on the other evidence that goes with it. So that's the problem with the National Guard being on the streets. Think about that. If it's a minor crime, they can detain someone,
Right.
but they shouldn't, because the Posse Comitatus Act says no, they shouldn't. But if they do, They have to then present the evidence to a police officer who physically makes the arrest.
Right.
If it's a felony, it's a little different. If they witness someone get shot,
Oh,
I would
right.
say, yes, they should step in and try to detain the person. But they're not armed.
But they are there to, or I mean, they do this. Yes, they arrest the person, but they don't decide whether they're guilty or not.
No.
And I think
A court
that's
has
what
to do
ICE
that.
is doing.
A court has to do
Yeah,
that.
that's what ICE is doing.
ICE is picking people up based on the fact that they speak Spanish or they have a tattoo,
Right.
and that's wrong.
Yeah.
There's no presumption of guilt there. There's no reasonable
But
grounds
okay,
to
so
believe this person
even if they
committed a
were
crime.
detaining these people and then taking them before a court to
Taking them
decide
to
whether
court.
or not, that's the process that's missing.
That's what our law says.
That's right.
The way our law works. It always has.
So every one of these ICE officers that is doing that is breaking the law.
They are technically breaking the law, depending on how far they go with it.
Right,
If they throw them on the ground and handcuff them, now they're breaking the law.
right.
Because there's no need to do that. I was in the police department for 12 years and in security for 20. I never hit anybody with anything for any reason. Never. I never threw somebody on the ground. I would handcuff them,
Yeah.
but I didn't have to throw them on the ground to do it. My mere physical presence and the way I handled
big guy.
them,
So that helps a lot.
the way I handled them, the way I talked to them,
Right.
helped a great deal.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I
But,
learned.
when I was a kid, we had respect for police officers. And, through the years, some of that has dwindled, some considerably. And part of the problem is that I don't think, personal opinion, I don't think that a lot of these agencies or organizations do enough to police their own.
There is a blue wall.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Right.
they will protect them
And I understand that up to a point.
up to a point. Yeah.
But, if you are my business partner and you're making me look bad, I'm not going to cover it up. I'm going to call you on it. And if you're doing something that's illegal, I'm going to see that you get arrested for
No,
it.
when I was in the state police,
that's the way it should be,
people,
right?
I saw people get
Yeah.
fired for nothing.
I mean, and we have worked for a few people like that.
Yes, haven't we though?
I wonder if they ever caught that guy.
Who?
Over at, shit. Now I can't remember. Sunrise or the English guy with all the tax fraud stuff.
Not sure who you mean.
You didn't work there, did you?
Where?
Now I can't remember the name of the company. They were over there on Cheyenne after Ramada.
Oh, Floyd kept or Leisure Industries
It became Leisure Industries
after
later.
Ramada.
No. I'm talking about a different company.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about.
I know. That's it.
That's all right.
Hey, you're old, man. You
I
forget
can't know
shit.
everything.
Holy shit, we're
I don't
running out
think
of
I do.
time, man. We're running out of time.
Okay.
Anything else that you want to get out there and
No,
maybe come
just-
back again? We
just-
should do this. We should do this a couple times a week.
I'll come back anytime you want me. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I want to stress to the people that are watching, you're educated because you watch John and you listen to what he has to say. You need to educate your friends and bring them online to start to look at what's happening in this country and get ready to go.
Even if they
vote.
don't agree with you.
Yeah, even if they don't agree with you, at least open a line of conversation and say, hey, let me explain to you why I feel the way I
Right.
feel. Let me explain to you what I hear coming out of Donald Trump's mouth that scares the hell out of me. And you need to start listening and don't give me, I don't have time, I'm not interested, all of the excuses that people give for not being involved.
Yeah.
This is our country. If you want to remain in our country and you want our country to remain the way it is today, you need to get involved. That's why I wear shirts like this.
Yeah.
I wear these to the grocery store. I get stopped constantly by people saying, where did you get that? I want one. I had this one made. And I'm out there in the public expressing my view of our president, if you want to call him that. To me, he's a clown. He's not competent.
Well, the only like little seed of hope that I have, and I hate myself for this.
Mhm.
I really do. Is I don't think the guy's going to live much longer.
I don't think he is either.
I mean, the way with his physical condition and his mental condition, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because you got J.D. Vance sitting in the wings.
That's a really tough call.
I know.
J.D. Vance right now is there because Peter Thiel put him there.
Of course.
Peter Thiel put him in the Senate. He put him in the vice presidency. I don't know exactly how Peter Thiel thinks about Trump's policies.
Yeah.
So, and I think Peter Thiel has a strong influence on J.D. Vance. I'm sure he does. Would J.D. Vance go forward if something happens to Trump? Would he go forward the way Trump is going?
He would go whichever way Thiel told him to go.
Yes.
And that's him. Because, I mean, you look at J.D. Vance a couple of years ago, you know, his he was
totally against Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, where do you think that came from? Peter Thiel?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Peter Thiel's a pretty smart guy. I don't know a whole lot about him, but I would hope, or at least I have a little faith, that he will have a little bit more smarts than Trump, and we'll see what is happening.
I don't get how they can't see. They are okay. So I have this TV station, this TV studio, right? So if I start doing all kinds of things to ensure that the people that watch these shows stop watching the shows, I'm going to go out of business.
Yeah.
So if I can't buy automobiles, if I can't buy food, if I can't buy clothes, if I can't buy this because I can't afford it, the huge corporations that are creating all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, never mind.
It's the Republican or the Christian national side of the Republican Party is a big part of the problem.
Yeah.
Because I have in fact, I printed his speech. It's 9 pages. It was Senator Eric Schmidt, I think it is, from Missouri, made quite an extensive speech about what he feels this country's going to. It's a good read. You can see Eric Schmidt from Missouri.
Okay.
It's a good read. It lays out their ideas that this country should be strictly a white Christian.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. That's where they're going. If you
don't fit that mold, it's like Hitler.
Yeah.
You have to be an Aryan. You have to have blonde hair. You have to have blue eyes. You have to be part of this master race that Hitler thought existed in the world, and it didn't. And this is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, he's talking about we built this country. Well, yeah, we did, but
the slave owners, you mean?
Yeah. Huh?
The slave owners?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We built this country. White Christians, nationals, Jews, Italians, Europeans, Germans, French, Irish, we all built this country. African Americans, Asians. This is a melting pot of the world, and
and that has always been one of this country's bragging points
and greatest strengths.
Yes,
is that we have such diversity, and there is nothing wrong with diversity. Why he wants to do with DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Why not be inclusive? Bring everybody into the fold, and let's all work together to make this the great nation that it once was and isn't so much anymore.
Well, if we all think the same way, there's not going to be any innovation.
No. But this is a good read. People should look it up online and read the whole thing, because, I mean, he comes out with some outlandish stuff about how we did this, we did that, we invented this, we did. Well, he doesn't go to tell you we did. A lot of black people were very innovative and invented a lot of things. A lot of Asian people did. A lot of Italian people did. And it's all of us together that make it great. We cannot separate ourselves off into strictly white national Christian.
Yeah.
That's going to destroy this country.
Sounds kind of like the Taliban.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Jim, thank you, man, for coming
You're
in.
welcome,
We'll do
John.
this again.
I'm more than willing to.
The election's a little ways
Call me
off.
and tell me when you want me here.
I will do that. Hey, I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and whether you agree with us or not, that's okay. But please, two things I ask. Get out there and vote, and believe the women. And this Saturday, this Saturday down at Barnes & Noble on Rainbow at 10 a.m., I will be there doing a book signing.
You wrote a book?
No, I just go down there, set up a little table, and if you buy a book from Barnes & Noble's, I'll sign it for you.
All righty.
Hey, guys, send your cards and letters to WWDE. And thanks for watching. Remember, if you're going to do it with styles.
Anybody wants to know anything I can tell you, let me.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I want you to get up right now. Get up, go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm not going to take this anymore. Then we'll figure out what to do about the depression and the inflation and the oil crisis. But first, get up out of your chairs, open the window, stick your head out and yell, and say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. But first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
I'm mad as hell! How am I gonna take this anymore?
I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take it anymore! I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take it anymore!
I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take it anymore!
I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore!
I'm mad as hell!
I'm mad as hell! I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take this anymore! I'm mad as hell!
Nice work, John.